Hi, good evening. Ahem, yeah, man. What a sad time for Vasco fans, right, man? We get so upset seeing this, right? But I'll tell you guys, I saw a video from Dieguinho from Futebol Aço. Jokes aside, nobody owes us anything. I joked and messed around. But in his video, he says something, man, and I thought, man, he's a cool kid, a cool kid. I thought it was cool that he said Flamengo also had a phase where they would get there but not win. People called them Cheirinho that whole time when Flamengo was paying off debts, managing things and all that. Then Bandeira de Melo was the president and all that. And Flamengo also went through a period where they would get there but not win. And then he said, man, the important thing is for Vasco to get there and who knows, maybe start winning in the next few years. Man, and then I'll be straight with you. I don't know what Vasco's future is against Flamengo. Flamengo changed everything. Today, it's the top club and the century's biggest champion. People can joke about losing the Club World Cup, but Flamengo fans, come on, seriously? It's the biggest champion of the century. There's no way around it. So I think that obviously it takes a lot of management, a lot of work, filling the stadium, spending a period, spending less, selling well, right? Not spending so much on signings. I'm unsure if Vasco will do it, but he was honest. I said, man, Vasco made it to the semifinals one year, the finals the next year, and lost, okay? But at some point they might become champions. It's obvious that the teasing will always happen because that's part of soccer. You have to joke around, you have to have fun. It's part of it, man. It's part of it. I know those guys rooted so hard against both Flamengo and Paris Saint-Germain that they used up all their luck, right? There was no support left for Vasco. Actually, Maracanã had a section down there under the north, right below the Corinthians fans. It was empty, but I still saw a lot of empty space in the east, right? I saw a lot of empty space there. Maracanã wasn't 100% full. Yeah, I'll say here what I think we already know now that it's settled, right? Flamengo and Corinthians in the Supercup on January 24th. I'll get the information here to share with you. We come in like that, say, hey guys, red black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel. If you're new, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. YouTube viewers, subscribe below. Turn on notifications by clicking the bell and leave a cool like on the video. There's also that thing here, right? Good evening. Will there be a goal from Raya? Yes, my friends, we're here thanks to the sponsorship of Million Picks. It's a benefits club where you can exchange your points for products and experiences. And you can also take part in prize draws. Man, there are instant prizes too, right? You can win up to 100,000 Ries instantly with the scratch off, and winnings are sent to your account via PIX. The QR code is on the screen. You also have on the 31st, the New Year's Eve prize, 3 prizes of 1 million Ries that you can compete for. And besides that, on January 2nd, a prize of 2 million Ries. So, there are a lot of prizes you can participate in with the Million Picks. We also come here with all our other sponsors. In the pinned comment, you can already secure your Recopa Supercup trip with Haroldo's Caravan. We're also here always bringing our partnership with the best insurance broker in Florida, IP Florida, IP Florida. Anna excels. So if you're going to buy your house, buy your car in Florida, you need insurance, talk to IP Florida. And if you want to buy your house, talk to Vivi Homes Orlando, Vivi Homes Orlando. You can secure your expensive house at a spectacular price. Say you came from Paparazzo Rubro-Negro, recommended by Papa. And you can also secure your property in Miami. Okay, so Vivi Homes, they handle everything for you. Air Vivi Homes Orlando. And of course, we also arrive here with Mais Cabello, the slim program, which helped me lose 74 kilos. It can also help you lose weight in a healthy way without hair loss or thinning. So we're bringing everything here. I saw Marcelinho Carioca. Did you see his interview? Check it out.
He and Palmeiras both end the year with the title. The voters won, just so they can use it next year. because they didn't win anything.
Palmeiras finishes the year with only a voter registration card, winning nothing. And we had the Rafinha too. Speaking of Felipe Luiz, just letting you know, it's settled, okay? Flamengo faces Corinthians in the Supercup on January 24th. So, Brazilian champion. Flamengo now faces the champion of the Brazil Cup. It's no longer Flamengo. Flamengo, they were the reigning Brazilian Brazil Cup and Libertadores champions. Now, Corinthians is the Brazil Cup champion with the Super Cup final set for January 24th. The venue hasn't been announced yet. It hasn't been decided, but it's likely to be at Mané Garrincha in Brasilia. Okay, so you can already start getting ready because as soon as the venue is confirmed, Haroldo's caravan will help you get there. Yesterday, we brought you the meeting with Coach Felipe Luiz. With Coach Felipe Luiz's agent, Jorge Mendes, meeting Jose Boto in Lisbon. They've already left practically everything settled, everything aligned so that Felipe Luiz can finalize and sign the renewal in the next few days. So, everything is going very well for Felipe Luiz to stay at Flamengo, right? So the coach is renewing with Flamengo and we have some transfer market news to bring to you. I just wanted to bring here the interview that Rafinha, the former right back of Flamengo, gave. Rafinha spoke to TNT Sports. Let's listen to what he said.
So the story is for him to stay here, right? He's a young coach. Is Felipe just starting his career? With so many triumphs and so much career success, we hope he stays, but it's unfortunate, right? You have to train, you have to accept it.
And soon,
He'll soon head to European soccer, where he stayed for so long. His playing style matches European soccer. I'm sure that very soon we'll have to say goodbye to Felipe.
damn, Rafinha, don't say that, man. Don't say that. But it's something we know. There's nothing we can do about it. We know it's going to happen sooner or later. But right now, Felipe Luiz is staying at Flamengo, okay? Felipe is going to stay at Flamengo. That meeting is going to help us a lot. And we know that for this year, 2026, it's very important for Felipe to stay. Now, there's a concern because we know that the European season ends in the middle of the year and the things he's fighting to have in the contract, like a release clause, a low release clause, and the possibility of termination and so on. He's already thinking about the middle of the year, right? Knowing that some huge offer from Europe is going to come. So we honestly hope that Felipe can at least finish the year 2026, right? Since the season here ends differently from Europe, so it would be important for him to complete that year of 2026. And we even said that if Felipe Luiz doesn't stay, Flamengo could keep this formula. And already prepare Rodrigo Caio to take over at the end of the year or in the middle of the year. And after that, start preparing Jorginho, Danilo, Alexandre. Any player who might eventually want to is start as a youth coach aiming to become Flamengo's head coach. And I brought this information, and now there's an AI on YouTube that summarizes what the audience is thinking. Many viewers strongly expressed that Flamengo should not hire him. Look, okay, yeah, it's here, see? They expressed strong opposition to the idea of Rodrigo Caio becoming the immediate replacement for Felipe Luiz, especially, right, if he were to leave in the middle of the season, arguing that Flamengo needs a high-level, well-established coach, not experiments or inexperienced names. Man, but Felipe was like that. I understand the fans saying this, but Felipe was like that. So the AI went ahead and summarized. Most of the comments here are about the next coach. There is a significant division of opinions about who should be Flamengo's next coach, with some asking for Jorge Jesus to return and others suggesting names like Leonardo Jardim, Arthur, Jorge, and Jorginho Danilo. Although many criticize interns and want experienced professionals, often mentioning Jorginho, Danilo, Rodrigo, and Caio, most still prefer Jesus, Leonardo, Jardim, Arthur, and Jorge. Okay, I understand, yeah. Flamengo can still invest, bring these guys in, and keep Rodrigo Caio, who's been great in defense. You can prepare guys for the future. Nothing stops you, just like Felipe Luiz did. I tend to solve things at home in my own way. I also like Jorge Jesus. I get where you're coming from, but I believe Flamengo can handle it just like they did with Felipe Luiz. That was amazing. But he's a guy who had Simeone there, had a lot of teachings, Jorge Jesus himself, but he's going to renew. Guys, that's a problem for us to think about in the future. The problem is that time goes by so fast, time flies. Otto is already opening his eyes. He's already expressing himself. Man, it feels like it was yesterday, but it's already been 20 days since my son was born, 20 days since my son was born. To me, it's like he was born yesterday. My wife was pregnant. She still had her belly here, so it all happened really fast. Time is an explosion. Time flies. Look, several comments expressed doubt about building a new stadium, with some suggesting buying and using Maracanã, as it's the most iconic stadium. Others criticized the process's delay and spending, arguing the focus should be on Maracanã. I'm taking your main comments here and bringing them up. Many viewers strongly expressed that Flamengo should not sign Neymar. Look at this, mentioning his age, physical condition, behavior, and potential, destabilizing the club's environment. Some comments suggest that Flamengo should simply focus on renewing Felipe Luiz's contract instead of considering signing Neymar. I've already said that Flamengo is not going to sign Neymar. That's a fact. Flamengo is not going to sign Neymar. Many in the audience also praise the channel for sharing real news and avoiding fake news or clickbait. They post comments showing appreciation for credibility. That's right, man. We always have to prioritize credibility. There's some very important information here. Our team is even recording, even editing, writing here. And I'm going to share with you an investigation we did with a source connected to Bruno Henrique. Check this out. The forward isn't thinking about retirement in the short term and still wants to stay at Flamengo for a while longer. The player feels he's in top physical condition and believes he has between 3 and 4 years of high performance left, with the intention of renewing for at least 2 more years, planning to end his career at Flamengo at least in 27. He didn't want to end his career at Flamengo in 26. Bruno Henrique, he believes he still has 3 or 4 years of soccer left and that, at the very least, he wanted to end his career in 2027. The date holds symbolic meaning for the athlete. He wears the number 27 jersey to honor his wedding day, a number that became deeply meaningful during his Flamengo career. So, he would like to end his time at the very least, not on the 26th, but on the 27th. There's the jersey number and everything else. So, BH doesn't see himself retiring. Now, he sees that he still has 3 or 4 years of high-quality football left, but at least with Flamengo. He wanted to stay until 27. We'll need to negotiate since his contract runs through the end of 26. Dennis Ricardo, the player's agent, must determine what's best for both Flamengo and the player. But we already know then that Felipe likes Felipe, Luiz likes Bruno Henrique. Felipe should stay for another year, at least 6 more months at Flamengo, but this contract will be signed. There was a meeting yesterday that put everything on track, and Felipe likes Bruno Henrique. So I believe we know that he has a contract until the end of 2026. Felipe might leave something behind or at least start talks for another year with Bruno Henrique, he comments. I want to see BH stay at Flamengo through 2027. He's a player that's hard for us to say goodbye to because he's a very beloved player, a player we're really attached to, right? And he and Arrasca together are the guys who have won the most titles in Flamengo's history. We know that Arrasca will stay a little longer since he's a bit younger. But honestly, I have a hard time letting go of Bruno Henrique. Bruno Henrique is very dear, but that's it. So that's the information. BH doesn't see himself ending his career. They've talked about retirement and all that. No, he doesn't plan to retire for another 3 or 4 years. Still at a high level, performing well. Okay, so at most then, what could happen is BH ending his time at Flamengo in 26 or 27, which is what he wanted. 27 at least staying until the year 27. Yeah, and we also have some important information to share with you. Regarding the transfer market, yeah, we've already talked about Bruno Henrique. Now let's talk about Anderson's situation. Talisca, Here's the information from the journalist, important information. It's about the transfer market. The journalist Jonas Stellman brought information that Anderson Talisca was offered to Flamengo. But we found out from a source connected to the board that the club will not move forward with a possible negotiation for the player. All right? Despite Talisca's relationship with Jose Boto, who, along with Jorge Jesus, helped sign him to Benfica in 2014. The current assessment is that, given the high amounts involved, the club doesn't even intend to try to sign him at this time. Okay, so even though Jose Boto knows Anderson Talisca well, Flamengo is not moving forward. Fans are saying a player different from João, but he grew up at Flamengo. Fernando Couto is saying that we want João Arias for Brazilians. For Brazilians, João is a player's name, right? Is it? Castellanos yesterday. Now, Rayan Santo, look at Rayan. Good evening. It's Kawa Vieira, very slow, thankfully. And there are others talking here. Rowe from the Fleet, a lot, thankfully still. Rinaldo Barreto, the guy was going to cause trouble in Brazil. I understood why, only if it's just to make people mad. People say the crowd is really divided. About Anderson Talisca, Adanilton Souza da Silva, that guy is not at Flamengo's level. No, not this guy. So there are a lot of fans out there who really criticize the possible signing of Talisca. Okay, and that's us. So we have this information here that Flamengo shouldn't move forward with signing Anderson Talisca. Okay, so even though Boto knows about him, right? Having signed him back when he was at Benfica, the player is not in the plans of Flamengo and Jose Boto's management. Look, man, that's really good, right? I just got the cover of Meia Hora here. And now your people save the fireworks for New Year's. Save the fireworks for New Year's. Look at that. And now your people save fireworks for New Year's. Very good, man. Very good. And we have a report here that's also very interesting regarding Flamengo. Check this out. The fans of Cruz Azul made an impressive post. I'll discuss the transfer market soon so we can finish up. We competed against one of the best teams in the world, and I'm Celeste12, a Cruz Azul fan page. We competed against one of the best teams in the world. Applause. Today, Flamengo proved they're on another level. Their performance against Paris Saint-Germain was historic. That adds value to the game Cruz Azul played against the Libertadores champion. The machine competed on equal terms, I think, against one of the best teams in the world. And that's something to applaud on our part. We can only congratulate Flamengo for their great participation in the Intercontinental Cup. Look, even the Mexicans are recognizing that. Let's hope Cruz Azul gets to play against them again. Thank you in this tournament. So Cruz Azul fans are praising Flamengo's participation in the Intercontinental Cup, in the Club World Cup, and saying that they are very happy about their club's participation. Facing Flamengo itself, seeing the size and what Flamengo represents. Man, let me bring some information here regarding the transfer market. Talking to a source connected to the board, this source assured me that Flamengo already has the names. Very well aligned, all set, right? Very well aligned, with a goalkeeper and a defender. Flamengo already has a goalkeeper and a defender defined, discussed, agreed upon, everything already settled. Flamengo already has a goalkeeper and a defender set, so those two positions at Flamengo are already decided. The names haven't leaked. People talk about Pedro Morisco, Vitão, some names are mentioned, Beraldo. There's a lot of talk about names for the defense and for the goalkeeper, Gabriel Brazão. I said he became more valuable since Santos stayed in Serie A. And there's also Bento, right? Him too? A goalkeeper that the team from Arabia would accept. Flamengo could negotiate, make it easier, but Flamengo would have to take on the salary, so there are many options. The source didn't disclose the names, but assured us the goalkeeper and defender have already been decided and agreed upon. And they're just waiting for Felipe Luiz's decision, for Felipe Luiz to confirm that he's staying at Flamengo, for Felipe Luiz to sign the renewal. As soon as he's signed, Flamengo will announce it. They'll already start training the procedures to be able to announce the goalkeeper and the defender. Then 2 or 3 signings will remain for midfield and attack. Flamengo already has agreements in place with the goalkeeper and defender. We don't have the name, but Flamengo already has everything settled with the goalkeeper. And I want to finish the video here with this post, which I thought was spectacular. A Vasco fan posted, "We're going back to being hated by everyone in Brazil." I've already seen hatred towards Vasco in that sinister alliance from rivals and from teams that have nothing to do with us. It's really great. Then Avante Palestra replied, "We hate you, not because you're a big team, it's actually the opposite. We hate you because you have an aura of failure, you reek of defeat, you keep rooting for us, sucking up to us, and that aura of failure still rubs off on us. Forget about Palmeiras." Oh my God, what a year for Palmeiras. Seriously, guys. Corinthians is the São Paulo champion of the Brazil Cup. Flamengo is champion of everything. What kind of year is Palmeiras having? They're desperate. Please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe and turn on notifications. Hit the bell and like the video. Red and black greetings. This is Flamengo.